Hello, sports fans. It is Thursday, December the 6th, the year 2012. And as usual, a lot to get to in the sports world, so let's get it going right now. I'm going to give you all my NFL picks in a second. We're going to go through all the games. We got the big Thursday night game, Denver at Oakland. Let's start with a few news and notes first. John Gruden in talks with the Raiders. We'll see if John Gruden goes back to Oakland. It would be a great move if the Raiders could get John Gruden. They should have never fired him to begin with. He should still be the coach of the Raiders. That would be a great move for Oakland. Shane Victorino signs a big contract with the Red Sox. I'm surprised he got so much money. He got $13 million a year for 3 years. That's a lot of money for Victorino. He didn't play so great with the Dodgers last year. And I like Victorino, but that's a risky move for Boston. And, of course, they signed Napoli the day before. NHL in talks. We'll see if the NHL gets back to business. I mean, I miss hockey, but hockey is destroying themselves. The longer they go out, the less people care. So we'll see if hockey gets back to business soon. Last night in the NBA, the Knicks win again. J.R. Smith, the shot at the buzzer, really nice shot. Beat the Bobcats by 2. The Bobcats actually had the ball with about 18 seconds left, holding for a last shot, and they turned the ball over. Knicks go down the court, call timeout, set the play up. J.R. Smith with a nice jumper. Knicks win again. Knicks can do no wrong this year, so another nice job by the Knicks. Lakers actually won a game. They beat New Orleans last night. Speaking of New Orleans, they're going to be changing their name from the Hornets to the Pelicans. Don't know if you like that. And now Michael Jordan says he wants to change the Bobcats back to the Hornets. So we're going, all these names are being changed in the NBA. Who knows about all that stuff? Tonight in the NBA, you have a doubleheader on TNT. You have the Knicks at Miami. Very nice game. And in the late game, Dallas at Phoenix. Not so great. Also, Friday, you have the Lakers at Oklahoma City. So that's a game to keep an eye on tomorrow. College basketball over the weekend. You have Temple against Duke over in the Izod Center in Jersey. That's an interesting game. Temple beat Villanova last night. What's wrong with Villanova the last couple years? They're usually a top 20 team. They haven't looked so good in the last 2 years. Florida bombed Florida State. Florida State's another team struggling. Florida looks really good. Over the weekend as well, you got Arizona at Clemson. Want to keep an eye on that game. Colorado at Kansas on Saturday. Another interesting game. Here's a game you want to watch on Saturday. Number 13, Illinois at number 10, Gonzaga. Keep an eye on that game. That's a very interesting game. So that's just a few news and notes. Let's dive into the NFL right now. Let's go through the games. Let's go through all the picks. Let's start with the Thursday night game. Tonight, the Denver Broncos at 9-3, who are red hot, -10 over the Oakland Raiders, who are 3-9 and going nowhere fast. Hopefully they get Gruden. Other than that, I have not much good to say about Oakland. I can't take Oakland here. The spread is 10. I say lay the 10. I say take Denver to win in a rout. I think Denver wins this game easily. I think they win like 38-17. I have no faith in Oakland stopping anyone. I have complete faith in Manning. I like the Denver defense. It's a big rivalry. I like Denver to bomb Oakland tonight on the Thursday night. All right, let's move on. Let's move on to a very interesting game down in D.C. The Washington Redskins at home at 6-6 off their big Monday night win against the Giants. -2.5 against the Baltimore Ravens, who are 9-3. Ravens had the awful loss at home to Pittsburgh, where Batch beat them. Ravens very shaky on the road, very good at home, despite their loss to Pittsburgh. I'm going to take Baltimore reluctantly. I don't love them on the road. I think Baltimore is better. I just think Baltimore at this stage is better than Washington. I know it's risky taking the Ravens on the road. They don't play well on the road. They don't score on the road. I think they will do just enough in this game. I'm getting 2.5. I will take the Ravens because I think right now, from top to bottom, they are better than Washington. I like the Ravens plus 2.5 in D.C. Let's go to Cleveland. The Cleveland Browns at home at 4-8. -4.5 over the Kansas City Chiefs, who are 2-10. The Chiefs, with the tragedy last week, they rally and win the game last week. I think the Chiefs are going to be emotionally spent this week. I think they used all their energy up last week. The Browns have been playing better. They beat the Steelers. They won last week. They played Dallas tough. So the Browns have been showing some life lately. I like what I see from Whedon at quarterback. I like the running back. Defense is not bad. They need some more weapons on offense. We all know Cleveland's not great. I think Kansas City left it all on the field last week. I think they're going to really have a hangover this week from all this, everything that's been going on. I like Cleveland -4.5 over Kansas City in the dog pound in Cleveland. All right, let's move on to Pittsburgh. The Pittsburgh Steelers at home. It's off the board with the San Diego Chargers because we don't know if Roethlisberger is playing or Batch is playing. Steelers come in at 7-5. Chargers at 4-8. Like I said, it's off the board. Looks like Roethlisberger could play in this game. And I'll tell you what, Batch played well last week. Batch looked much better than Leftwich did. So Batch looked really good. I will take the Steelers no matter what. I think the spread is about 7.5 if Roethlisberger plays. If Roethlisberger plays, I will take Pittsburgh. If he doesn't, I still like Pittsburgh. I like what I saw from Batch yesterday. And San Diego, you think I trust them? They're a bad team. They're a bunch of losers. They find all sorts of ways to lose. They're 4-8. I mean, they were 3-1. They've gone 1-7 since. They're showing no life at all. I don't like what I see at all from San Diego. I'll take the Steelers at home to take care of business and beat the Chargers. All right, let's move on to Indianapolis. The Indianapolis Colts at 8-4, minus 3.5 over the Tennessee Titans, who are 4-8. The Colts with a very surprising year this year. I think they're going to make the playoffs. Andrew Luck is as good as advertised. He looks tremendous. Coaching staff doing a nice job. They play much better at home. Indianapolis had the nice win against Detroit with no time left. I like the Colts here. I like them at home. I mean, they're 8-4. Tennessee, I don't like them at all. I don't like their defense. I'm not sure about Locker. Tennessee has showed me nothing. First time these two teams played, the Colts beat them in Tennessee. I think the Colts beat them again here. I like the Colts minus 3.5 over Tennessee. Let's move on to Jacksonville. Here's a beautiful game. The New York Jets at 5-7. It's amazing the Jets are 5-7. Going back to Sanchez, minus 2.5 at Jacksonville, who's 2-10. The Jets are actually favored. The Jets are actually favored on the road after what you saw last week. And they're going back to Sanchez after he was so deplorable last week. This game, I mean, here's the big thing with this game. Will there be 30,000 people in the building? The over and under is 30,000 people. Will it be over or under that? I think it could be under. I think you could get about 20,000 people. I wouldn't go to this game if you paid me to go. I wouldn't go if you gave me limo service to the game, free tickets, spending money, all-you-can-eat buffet. I would not go to this game if I lived across the street from the stadium in Jacksonville. This is a horrible game. From what I saw last week with the Jets, I will take Jacksonville just on general principle. They're home. Henny, even though he didn't look great last week, he's done a few nice things the weeks before. They have some good receivers. I'll take Jacksonville because I think this game is going to be 10-10. I think it's a 10-10 tie. I think both of these teams are awful. I'll take Jacksonville plus 2.5. Let's go to Minnesota. Here's an interesting game. The Chicago Bears at 8-4, minus 2 over the Vikings, who are 6-6. No Urlacher for this game. Keep that in mind. This is a very, very strange game. Minnesota's lost the last 2 on the road. They're back home. Minnesota's just about ready to go. They're just about ready to be done. They've always rallied Minnesota when they're just about to go over the cliff. They come back home and they get a nice win. I think Minnesota hangs in this game. I'm going to take Minnesota plus 2. I don't like the Bears' offense. I don't like their offensive line. I don't like Urlacher being hurt. I know the Bears are better from top to bottom. I'm going to take Minnesota. They've shown some resiliency all year. They've doubled their win total. Every time you think they're going to be knocked out, they come back. I think they do it again here. I'll take Minnesota and Adrian Peterson to hang in there with the Bears. I'll take Minnesota plus 2. All right, let's go to Carolina. The 11-1 Atlanta Falcons, minus 3.5 over Carolina, who's 3-9. Why is this spread only 3.5? Atlanta's 11-1, Carolina's 3-9. What are you telling me? Carolina's some snake pit? You can't go in there and win? Please, everyone walks in there and win. They can't win a game this year, Carolina. They've looked awful. I'll take Atlanta. They're an 11-1 team playing a 3-9 team. The spread's 3.5. Give me a break. I'll take Atlanta. All right, let's go down to Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay at 6-6, fighting for their playoff lives. Minus 7.5 over the Philadelphia Eagles, who are 3-9, have lost 8 in a row. Make it 9 in a row. They won't win here in Tampa. Philadelphia did show a little bit of life on offense against Dallas. They still lost the game. They're going to lose here. Maybe they put up some points. Tampa's defense isn't great, but Tampa's offense is more than enough to beat Philadelphia. I like Tampa minus 7.5. Let's go to Buffalo. The Buffalo Bills at 5-7, minus 3 over the St. Louis Rams, who are doing a nice job at 5-6-1. The Rams, with the exception of like 2 games, a game against the Jets, believe it or not, and a game over in London against New England, the Rams have been in every single game this year. And can Buffalo do it 2 weeks in a row? They won last week. Buffalo has shown no consistency. I'll take the Rams plus 3. I think it's a field goal game. I'll take the Rams. They've been in every game. I like what I see from the Rams this year. I like what Fisher's done. I'll take the Rams plus 3 in Buffalo. Let's move on to Cincinnati. The Cincinnati Bengals at 7-5, minus 3 over the Dallas Cowboys, who are 6-6. These two teams are fighting for their playoff lives. The Bengals are tied for the last spot with the Steelers. The Steelers do have the tiebreaker. Dallas is a game behind the playoffs. Both teams fighting for their lives here. For that reason, I will take Dallas with the 3 points. I think it's a close game. I think both teams are, pretty evenly matched. I think, game could go either way. I'll take Dallas with the points. Let's move on to San Francisco. The San Francisco 49ers at 8-3-1, -10 over the Miami Dolphins, who are 5-7. Niners sticking with Kaepernick. Who knows about their offense? Now they're starting to juggle quarterbacks. Should they go with Alex Smith? Should they go with Kaepernick? Not sure. So very big decisions for the 49ers. The defense can play with anyone, but they got to get this quarterback situation straightened out. That could come back to bite them in the playoffs. It's 10 points. I think Miami hangs in there. I picked Miami last week to hang in there with New England. They did. They covered. I think they're going to do it again here. I think Miami covers. San Francisco will probably win. I'll take Miami plus the 10, though. All right, let's go on to the Meadowlands. The New York Giants at 7-5 are -6 against the New Orleans Saints, who are 5-7. Giants up, down, all around. You don't know what you're going to get from them week to week. I don't like the Saints' defense. I don't like the Saints on the road. I'll take the Giants because when the Giants play their best game, they can beat anyone. I'll take a shot and say they come out and play their best game here. They usually have trouble with New Orleans, but that's usually down in the Superdome. Different story maybe here up in the Meadowlands. I'll take the Giants -6. Let's move on to Seattle. The Seattle Seahawks at 7-5, -10 over the Arizona Cardinals, who are 4-8 and have lost 8 in a row. Cardinals going back to Skelton at quarterback. They should have never took Skelton out. I mean, we know Cobb's hurt. They had Skelton playing. For some reason, in the middle of the Atlanta game a few weeks ago, they go to Lindley, the third-string quarterback. He can't play. They end up losing 3 in a row. Now we're back to Skelton. Arizona has no offensive line. They don't know what to do about quarterback. Their running backs are always hurt. Fitzgerald is the only receiver they have. He looks lost in this offense. Defense is solid. Can't win on just defense alone. Seattle's got the best home field in all of football. They beat Chicago on the road last week. I like what I see from Russell Wilson. I like their running game. I like their defense. I like Seattle here to manhandle Arizona in Seattle. Let's go to historic Lambeau Field. The Green Bay Packers in first place at 8-4, -7 over the hapless Lions, who are 4-8. This is the Sunday night game. Lions can't get out of their own way. Lions are another Chargers. They just find new and creative ways to lose, every week. Now 2 of the Lions receivers are out. I don't like that. I'll take Green Bay. I like Green Bay at home. I like Rodgers with the receivers. Green Bay's got a lot of problems too. Don't like their offensive line situation. Don't like their running game. A couple of injuries. Green Bay's got problems. Detroit has more problems. I'll take Green Bay. Let's move on to the Monday night game. A really nice Monday night game. The New England Patriots at home, 9-3 over the Houston Texans. Houston Texans are 11-1. New England's favored by 3.5 points here. I'm going to take Houston. I don't love New England's defense. I think Houston is a better team. I think they're more balanced. New England's a great offensive team, not so much on defense. Houston's more balanced. I like Houston's running game better. This is a really nice Monday night game. If you're going to watch a Monday night game, this is the one to watch. Really nice game. Best game of the weekend. So I'll take Houston plus 3.5 against New England up in Foxborough on Monday night. So that is your picks for the NFL. We went through some of the NBA, the college basketball, Gruden, Victorino signing with the Red Sox. I also wanted to get to have a little boxing this weekend. Manny Pacquiao, Juan Manuel Marquez. This is their 4th fight, believe it or not. Pacquiao's 1-2. There was 1 draw. All of them have been close. All of them controversial. I expect the same thing here. I expect another close fight. I expect Pacquiao to win another close fight. Would I be shocked if Marquez won a close fight? No. Pacquiao's coming off the loss to Bradley, in which we all know he won. He got robbed in that decision. So, I can't get too excited about this fight because it's the 4th fight and Pacquiao hasn't lost any of them. It's one thing if the fight's, if it was 1-1-1. Pacquiao's 1-2, lost none, and 1 draw. So, what happens if Marquez wins this fight? We're going to have another fight and another fight after that? How many times he's going to fight? Like 10 times? Can't get too excited about it. These guys always do bring a big effort. Pacquiao always brings his A game. So does Marquez, so you have to give them that. On the undercard, interesting fighter. If you do get this fight on pay-per-view, check out Gamboa on the undercard. If you like guys that can swat, check out Gamboa. He hasn't fought in a while. He can really swat. He's a knockout artist. Really powerful puncher. So if you get the pay-per-view, check out Gamboa on the undercard. Don't miss him. I'll pick Pacquiao in a very close decision. Wouldn't shock me if Marquez won a close decision. I'm not too excited about the fight, but I do love boxing, so I will tune in. So there you go. That is all the sports for today. You guys enjoy the weekend. Like I said, you got your Broncos Raiders tonight. You know, you got your NBA every day. You got an NBA doubleheader tonight on TNT. You got Lakers Oklahoma City tomorrow. You got some college basketball on Saturday with Duke and Temple. You also have your Army Navy on Saturday, then all the NFL on Sunday. And I will be back with you Monday. We'll go through all the weekend. We'll talk about everything that happened over the weekend, and I'm sure there will be a lot to talk about. You guys stay safe. I will talk to you soon. Talk to you Monday. Take care.